Yep, John, go ahead.
Hi, Charisma. What kind of went wrong in that fourth quarter? You guys looked like you were struggling offensively out there. So what kind of went wrong in that last period?
Hi. I think that we just needed to get better shots, and like we were taking tough shots. I know I was taking a lot of tough shots, and I felt like we didn't really offensive rebound how we usually rebounded. So I think that really hurt us as well. But we just need to play more together so that we can get better shots for each other.
Other questions for Charisma? Yep, Francis.
Hi, Charisma. Could you talk a little about what Charlize Leger-Walker did kind of offensively tonight that kind of like bothered you guys on the defensive end?
I didn't really guard her until the end, so I wasn't paying attention as much during the beginning quarters, but I think that she just got to her left hand, and like we didn't follow the scouting report. We weren't supposed to let her go left, and we just kept letting her go left, and she was taking those shots that she wanted. They were getting the shots that they wanted to get. And I felt like in the fourth quarter, we did turn it up at some times on defense, and we were able to get stops. But we just have to be really consistent with that.
Anything else? Okay, thanks for your time, Charisma.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day /
You too.
weekend.
And we'll have Natalie Cho coming up next. Again, if you have any questions, please hit the raise hand button. Everybody, we're joined by Natalie Cho. Again, if you have any questions, please hit the raise hand button. Yep, John.
Yep. Yeah, so in the first quarter, you guys jumped out to a quick lead. You guys were scoring the ball well, and then it seems like the rest of the game, the offense kind of went downhill. Can you kind of talk a little bit about what happened offensively that you guys struggled with?
Yeah, so one of our focuses this whole week was like to play like a river, flow, move without the ball. We knew Washington State, whenever we pass the ball into the post, they're gonna collapse, and so everyone else has to move for our teammates. So I do think we got kind of stagnant, and we weren't really moving for our teammates and being good teammates in that stretch.
Other questions for Natalie? Yep, John.
Yep. And then just kind of talk about like the difficulty of this Pac-12 schedule, because I think the last like 4 games have come down to the end, it feels like. So what is this that every game is difficult? What is that like?
Yeah, I mean, that's why everyone says Pac-12 is the best conference, because every single game is a battle. Every single team brings something different that we need to focus on. Yeah, we knew Washington State is a really great team. We played them down the line last time, and we knew that they were a really tough team. But yeah.
Anything else? Okay, thanks for your time, Natalie.
Thank y'all.
And we'll finish up with head coach Corey Close. Okay, everyone, we're joined by head coach Corey Close. If you have any questions for Coach, please hit the raise hand button. And Coach, if you'd like to start us off with an opening statement, please go ahead.
Well, Washington State is a really good basketball team, and Cammie has done such a great job with this program, and they reflect her tough, feisty, purposeful. They out toughed us and out togethered us for the majority of the game and they're a really good team and very hard to guard, and they're really scrapped. And so I want to give them a lot of credit. Obviously, Charlize Ledger-Walker, it didn't matter if we switched or didn't switch. She just did a phenomenal job, and we didn't step up and guard straight line drives. And so credit them. And we got to take responsibility for us. So, I really don't want any excuses, right? So I don't want anyone saying, oh, your numbers, or, oh, you can't practice, with the same people during the week. Oh, it's been that way forever. Like, get over it. So and I don't think our team will do that, but that's we got to find ways to grow mentally and connect the dots. And is it hard? Yes, but it's supposed to be hard. And that's why it brings out, bigger things in you. So we got some work to do. We're going to have to regroup a little bit. I do have great confidence in the response of this team. But just really disappointed that we weren't able to focus mentally and scrap physically with more consistency.
We'll go to Sue for our first question.
Hey, hi, Coach. Do you feel at all like this was a loss was inevitable the way you guys were going? Because I know you've had to scrap together various different lineups, et cetera, even though you just said no excuses. And then also maybe the second part of that question would be, what's the difference between this time close game with WSU and 3 weeks ago close game with WSU?
Well, I thought last time was them scrapping to come back. I mean, we were up 16 late in the, third quarter. We were up 13 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth. So different scenarios. I thought we had to really scrap in overtime to really take care of the game that way down at our place. But I think the difference was, I just thought, we didn't get offensive. I think this is our lowest offensive rebounding total of the year with 10 offensive rebounds, only 26% of our misses. We try to get 45% of our misses. So when they are doing a really good job making scoring catches hard for Michaela and Riz, when we need to create easier catches in different ways. And one of those ways is you get second shot opportunities, or you set a great screen to free people up. There's a lot of things, and we didn't do that. We didn't scrap the way or turn people over so you can get runouts. This is our least effective game in transition. So all of those things factoring in, I think, I don't know if it was inevitable. I think as a coach and as a competitor, you can never think that way. You're just trying to stay focused on that week. What does it take to get a win, and what does it take to get better? And, the reality is we didn't do what it took to get better and to win this week. And so we got to take responsibility for that. And so I don't think it was inevitable. I think there were a lot of things under our control that we didn't take care of. And we got to figure out, why did that happen? And you're not going to beat good teams in the Pac-12 if you're not locked in mentally and you don't play to your energy strengths.
Francis, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. So you mentioned that one of the keys to the game would be limiting Charlize Ledger-Walker offensively. Can you
did a heck of a job, huh? 28. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you speak a little about her confidence, especially in end of the game situations, as a freshman coming off one of her 2 worst games?
Yeah, well, but she's proven that all year long. This is not the first time she's done this. I think she's proven that she is mature beyond her years, period. She's, I think she's a really, really good player. She can score in a lot of different ways. That clutch 3 when we were up 2, with 43 seconds to go, then she posted up, then she drove from the middle. I mean, it's not just one thing. And she's got a really amazing balance of strength and aggression along with skill and shooting ability. And to her credit, that she's able to apply those in very pressurized situations. She's one of the best freshmen in the country. I just don't think there's much doubt about that. Credit to her. I think every freshman has some spot in their first year that no matter how talented they are, that, hit a little wall and you got to respond. And that's why going to the next level is a good thing. That's why you grow so much. And she hit hers, and she sure did respond tonight, and credit to her.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, I asked both the players this, and they both cited a lack of ball movement, kind of. But what happened offensively in that second half, in the fourth quarter specifically? You guys kind of cratered a little bit offensively. So can you kind of talk about that fourth quarter?
Well, we scored 18 points in the fourth quarter. So, I think where we cratered is in special situations, which we've traditionally been really good at. And where we weren't as effective is we were very poor in the third quarter in our offense, and we were poor in sideline out of bounds execution and some very key plays down the stretch. And even with all of that, we get the rebound. We had the stop in the rebound 43 seconds, and then we turn it over. We would have put a lot of pressure on them up to at that point. But yeah, I think that, we've been struggling offensively. This is not a new thing. But the only way we got to do a better job of moving better without the ball, having better ball movement, and being tougher to create catches that put the other team in tough scoring defensive positions. So, I don't know what to tell you other than this is something we got to figure out how to conquer, and it's the nut we got to crack. But we put a lot more pressure on our offense when we play that poorly mentally and defensively. It just puts a lot more pressure on us. I mean, the reality is this is the most points, 67, that they've scored in a long time. And, the only time I think they've done that in the last 6 or at least 5 games is when they had to go to double overtime. So I just, yes, I think we have played better defensively than we have offensively all year. And it wasn't our anchor tonight, and we got to figure out how to improve offensively.
Any final questions for Coach? Yep.
Yeah, and then just kind of piggybacking off that final play, you guys get the ball down 1 or down 3. You get it down 1 and then down 3. What were you guys trying to draw up there at the end that I think Emily ended up taking a 3, but what was the play that was drawn up?
Well, we ran a play that we call Washington we ran Natalie off of 2 staggers on the 3-point line. She gets the first look. Then we set a flare with Emily for Riz, and then we bring Riz back off of that same flare. And it's obviously the most difficult shot to get in an in-game situation because they don't care if you back cut. You have to get a 3, right? So, with 9 seconds, should we have maybe scored quick and tried to foul again, extend the game? I don't know. We only had 1 timeout left, so it would have been difficult in terms of advancing the ball. We actually didn't have any timeouts left at that point. So, we have a play we'd worked on, we drew it up, and, I always say that shot is the hardest one to get in basketball because you can overplay on the top side because no one cares if you go to the basket. So obviously we didn't get the catch that we needed or the score that we needed. And that's what happened. But, Emily was the third option on it, and credit Washington State for taking away Riz, Michaela, and Natalie.
All right. Anything else for Coach? All right. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I'll put in a plug for Washington. They definitely are an NCAA tournament team. There's no doubt about that. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.